All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the true power with General Sarasun Seti. Kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. It's going down, family. We got a powerful one today. How could Jesus, Mary, and Joseph hide in Egypt unless they were black? Man, we about to get busy. Before we get started, I want to make sure you get over there to Patreon, General Seti. We got over 500 exclusive live streams that uh you cannot view anywhere else. So I want you to get over there. That is really a treasure chest of all type of wisdom and knowledge that'll blow the mind. Don't you dare miss it. Become a patron today. Also, kingseti.com online marketplace for the general, exclusive DVDs, t-shirts, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry. We had that for your family. Also, I want you to become a member of SETI's YouTube page, General SETI, Sarah and SETI YouTube page, gain access to a lot of material, exclusive videos, and things of that nature. Check it out because it's amazing. You already know that. And please get a video a thumbs up. I want you to like it because you love it. Share with your family and friends and comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because you will. You'll be banned, family. Now, we had to talk about this today because a lot of people, they want to continue. They want to flee back on the plantation. You see, people don't want liberation. They want to climb back on the plantation. And we trying to free them today. You see, we trying to free them today. And let me get this. Let me turn this off, family. Let me go and turn this all the way off. You feel me? I can't have nothing messing with my mind. You feel me? I can't have that. Let me turn that all the way off. Yeah. Let me turn that. Okay. And so we trying to get, and so we going into some deep mental today. For all those out there that, you know, they can't deal with the fact that Egypt is a black land. It's a black land. Cushite is a black land. From ancient time, just recently with the we got squatters on the continent of Africa right now. We got some squatters on the continent, and people see this and they think, wow, these people have always been here, but they haven't. That's just like when you look at America, you see the European just got over here. And if you didn't know that, but you know that history, so it's easier to say, you know what, we have clarity and and understanding that these people just got here. But see, we don't have that same clarity with Africa. They didn't got to jump on the movies, the Bible support a white Egypt. And I just went over on a live stream why, Egypt must be portrayed as being white. You got the Jews today. Primarily, you got the Hebrew Israelite, but you got the Jew that the world, recognize as the inheritors of the Judaic faith. They're Caucasians. That's what they are. You can make up whatever. That's what they are. They're Caucasians. And so, they are looked at as, the inheritors of Judaism today. And so how is that going to be possible when the Hebrews spent close to 430 years in Egypt, a black land, came in as a minority into a black land, stayed there for 430 years in a black land, and came out white as snow. How is that possible? So now you got to show Egypt is white to make that work. If you don't show Egypt is white, that ain't gonna work. You see? So now when you go to, in a lot of these movies that's being produced, about Africa, about Egypt, a lot of the producers and directors are Jewish. That's true. We can look it up. Cecil B. DeMille and a lot of other peoples. You see what I'm saying? They're Jewish. And so they have an agenda to make sure that you believe in your mind that Egypt was white. And you got a lot of people, and they look up on the wall, even though the ancients from all over the world, they say they saw Egyptians when it was breathing, when it was living, you know, and they say that they're black. Say they look just like the Ethiopians. You see, in the Bible, Egypt is called the land of Ham. And I went in there yesterday and I pressed AI because I have books. You know, these are by white people. These are not by black people. We're talking about biblical encyclopedias. Let me see if I'm in the house. How we looking out there, family? If you're in the house right now, put up a black fist in the chat. Let me know you're in the house. Put in there what city you're from so I can see some feedback in the chat room. You feel me? So today, you know, you know, now when we, like I said, when you go into a lot of these biblical dictionaries, it lets you know that Ham, which is the son of Noah, was black. Now today, the AI say, well, those European peoples that wrote those definitions into these biblical dictionaries, they didn't know Hebrew. So they thought that Ham meant black. But now linguistically, we understand that Ham does not mean black, that it means hot, that it means hot, and then, you know, and all of this. And so, but we had just, you know, we got this information from European people, and it's being, you know, we're being accused as if we're making this up. We're not making this up. So they saying that these European people that wrote that in there, they didn't know what they were talking about. So how much more information in these books are people just writing in information and they don't know what they're talking about? Okay. So it seems as you get greater in knowledge, they have to change the script again. They got to change the script again. The greater you get in the now, you know, as long as it's working, as long as when they see, the thing is, European people never really truly accepted Egypt as one of their great civilizations. They did not, until they found them tombs up in there, that wealth. They understood. They hadn't really done no real research in Egypt. They hadn't really seen nothing until the British, the French, the Germans went in the 1700s, when they got in there for real, got in there and saw what it was. It was time to change the narrative, because they realized that Egypt was the mother civilization of all, the Greeks, the Romans, the Hebrews, the Sumerians, the Indians, all of them. They understood that was and at that point they realized that they got to write another narrative. They got to write another narrative on the history of Egypt. Yeah. Black Power, family. Chi-Town in the house. Black Power. Glad you're in here, family. Yeah. So they had to write a new narrative on Egypt. You see, when you go into these cemeteries in that they call it Egypt mania. They lost their mind when they realized how great Egypt was. They lost their. You can go into all these cemeteries right now. You see, we're talking about the most powerful men in every nation around that 1700, 1800, 1900. All you see is obelisks. You see mastaba tombs where they going down like the ancient Egyptians. Man, we got them in Detroit, man. I'm talking about exquisite $1 million burials in Detroit with Egyptian. You see what I'm saying? That's right, family. Black Power, we gonna make it happen. One day we coming there and we're gonna rock the house. You already know it. So stay free. The frequency is gonna make that happen. You feel me? And so when you're talking about Egypt, it's so powerful. And that this Jesus, that went into Egypt, fled into Egypt. Here it is, the land. And so again, up until just recently, it meant black. Yeah. Yeah, we got something going on. I dropped a line for your family. We're gonna make sure you get everything that you need. Believe it. You see what I'm saying? We working on some things right now. Stay tuned, but it's still access. Get over there to Patreon. If you ain't on Patreon, a lot of that information is uploaded. You got at least 500 over there. Then you got a lot of the classic DVDs on King SETI. Check it out, family. You see, we still got it. We got it. It's on deck. So you have this is crazy. Yeah, Rakim Heru in the house for real. Yeah. Yeah, we good. We good. All day, every day. All day, every day. So Egypt is the land that God said, wake up, Joseph. Hey, Rod is seeking the life of the young child. Get up, Joseph, and take the mother, Mary, take Jesus, flee into Egypt. Okay, now you talking about Herod is a pawn of the Romans, you see, but at that very same time, the Romans was also ruling in Egypt. So, he couldn't just up, because they would have been looking for him in Egypt too. They would have put the word out. We looking for this family. But the only way that this family, they knew that Africa was, is you talking about multitudes of black people. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, there's multitudes of black people in Egypt. You talking about hundreds of millions of black people. So you can go into Egypt and you can hide if you're black. But if you're not black, how you gonna hide in the land of blacks? Make that make sense, family. How are you gonna hide in a land of black people and you not black? They're gonna spot you immediately. We're looking for a white family. We're looking for a white family in a whole continent of black people. We see them. So the only reason he said it makes sense. Get up, take the baby, take the mother, and go and flee into Africa where you can hide. You see? That's why it's critical that you understand what's going on, why they portray Egypt to be white. It can't be either this it's all black or it's all white. Ain't no in between. Because you got the Jews today that are predominantly white. We know that they converted. We know that they hijacked the information, but they all white. So how's the Jews gonna be all white today when they spent 430 years in an all black Egypt? You come in as a minority, not even as a minority. You 70 people. That ain't even a minority. You are 70 people in a land of millions of black people. You stay there for 430 years. It is no way you gonna come out white. It's just no way it's possible. Okay. And Moses was raised in Pharaoh's house as his grandson. You see? And here it is, Pharaoh is supposedly put out a decree, you see, to have all young Hebrew babies under the age of 2, you understand, to be, to be done away with because, they is some type of a message that's being sent to the Hebrews. So they have all the young boys of the Hebrew people to be unalived. You see, and so Moses is hid away in the bulrushes of the Nile River, much like Heru had to flee, much like Heru had to flee in the bulrushes with Aset. When Set was looking for Aset and Heru, they hid in the in the papyrus swamps. And so this story is being rewrote over and over and over. You see, even Zeus had to flee. Even Zeus had to flee into the island of Crete as a baby, running from his father Kronos. Jesus running from Herod, Heru running from Set. This is the same story over and over and over. You see, and so Moses is raised up as Pharaoh's grandson. He had to look like the man. Ain't no way he would have been the biggest hypocrite in the land. He would have been ashamed. He would have shamed himself to put out a decree to unalive all the Hebrew boys under the age of 2 and then have one in his own palace, raised that as his own grandson. He would have been humiliated in front of all of Egypt. So the boy had to pass as his own blood. So that right there let you know that the Hebrew had to look like the ancient Egyptian, the ancient Ethiopian. The Hebrew Israelites is confused about this because they got pale skins in their ranks. They got pale skins in their ranks. You see what I'm saying? How do you explain that? How do they come out of this land over here, which is 100% dominated by black? Where is their lineage that come up out of there? So they confused because they running behind the Mormons with their lies and things of that nature, which we can get in much later. So we understand it says, out of Egypt, I have called my son. You see, and we also understand that the S-O-N is the S-U-N. And so out of Egypt, out of the land of blackness, which is the cosmos, which is the womb of creation, out of blackness, I have called my S-U-N. So this is also the birth of the S-U-N in the beginning of all creation, out of Egypt, the land of blackness, which it says, as above, so below. So heaven on earth. So Egypt is a reflection of the heavens. And so the son, the S-O-N, the anthropomorphic S-O-N, is also the cosmic S-O-N. And so the son that was brought out of the land of blackness was also the S-U-N, brought out of the womb of the universe, which is the esoterical understanding in that. It's still the same story. One is cosmological, one is anthropomorphic. You see, and we are the very image of the cosmos made flesh. We're talking about the primordial black man and woman. You see, that emerged first and foremost on the continent of Africa and took civilization all over the planet. And it can be proven, but a lot of people are in denial because they, are running from self or don't know self, or both. Don't know self, running from self, and so they all right. But truth will always prevail, no matter what you do, how many lies you tell yourself, how loud you tell them. Truth will always prevail. You see what I'm saying? Thank you, family. That's right. That's right. Thank you, family. The general is back again, solar return. You feel what I'm saying? Black again. Black again. You feel me? And so, yeah, so when we look at this, we can't let we can't let the pale man steal our history. We cannot let that happen. We cannot let them rewrite history. We must have Egypt to make this right. You see, it is the focal point. It is. This is the jump off for all civilization on the planet. If you want to go back to the hunter-gatherer stage, if you want to go back to the earlier stage, but when we start talking about civilization, we talk about cities, we talk about government, you talking about science and technology, architecture, military science, all these things, astronomy, the calendar. You see all of this mapping out the calendar and astronomical constellations. And do you understand what I'm saying? We got to go to the great mother of Cush and Egypt, go to the great mother of Cush and her firstborn, Egypt. We got to go there. If you don't go there, you're confused. You're confused. Yes, you are. And just tell the truth. Take the time to look in the mirror and say, you know what? I've been lying to myself. I ain't gonna lie no more. I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna quit lying to myself. I'm gonna accept it for what it is. No matter how many times you lied to yourself, the truth gonna be right there hanging on the wall. It's called the mirror. Go over there, look in that mirror, and talk to yourself. And understand, if you can look in that mirror and you can lie to yourself, then goddamn it, nobody else stand a chance. You could believe that. You see, if you look in that mirror and you lie to yourself, nobody else stands a chance. I want y'all to get on over there to my Patreon family work. Get access to the family out there. If you looking for SETI University, I had to update that. And it's a new day and age. It's been up there for a while, so I had to update that. We're gonna bring it back bigger and better. But for right now, Patreon is the place to be. And we got a lot of things coming on. But if you want exclusive material, yes, Patreon is the place. And we got the classic. I got 50 DVDs that is nowhere on the internet. You see what I'm saying? And we talking about classic General Say. I'm always classic, but for a lot of people, the earlier you want that. You see what I'm saying? You want that. And so get over to KingSeti.com. And I'll be right back. Arm yourself with knowledge, bang on the wicked beast daily, liberation through African education and confrontation. Boom. Black power.